I just want to call out one person.
And I hate myself a lot.
But stuff. You're getting punched in the dick.
There needs to be more Street Shark references.
I say who?
That's funny as hell.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the underqualified, the overcompensated. I am your host with the least most. I love you, Grant. He's quick with it. I love it. I am Rhodes, sitting here in my dungeon of mediocrity. I did some shit. I put things up. I have guitars and stuff and some records and things. Yeah, we got some.
The Peacock is background.
Yeah, we got some Bohemian Rhapsody, some Electric Light Orchestra. This is Guardian of the Galaxies.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Band, then Chris Tomlin.
I definitely have at least one Guitar Hero guitar.
Yes, these are all compatible with Xbox. Yeah. And then to my left,
it's how he plays Halo. Actually,
you have to shred through fire and flames in order. To my left, you're right, ladies and gentlemen. The most beautiful, just the most fucking. Just, I'm also tired. This is bald fucker.
Hey, I'm bald.
Hey,
nice to meet you. I'm Rico.
Also beautiful, bald and beautiful.
Oh my god, I'm so ugly today. I'm so tired.
You know what I've been getting a lot recently from my super young soldiers that are 19.
They keep calling you boomer and smacking you in the face.
Oh no, they know I'd fuck them.
Get me some drinks.
They've been asking me what made me start shaving my head. Because I'm now 10 years older than them. Mm-hmm. And I'm bald, so I look even older than that. So they've been asking me as of recently, every so often, a new random young soldier will ask me, mm-hmm. So what made you start shaving your head? I'm like, I was going fucking bald. What the fuck do you think made me shave? It's definitely not a fucking life choice.
Choice.
Yeah.
There you go. You look like Eminem. I don't look like Eminem, so it's got to be you.
Yeah. No. He obviously meant you. Yeah. You look like Eminem if he got into the sun. Hello, you two, Crazy Flex and Guten Tag, which also means hello.
Hello. Don't DMCA like me.
Is it me you're looking for? So, we have not been on for a hot minute, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. It's been a while. We've all been busy. Yes. First been, saving Atropia and shit. Yeah. Protecting Germany. And myself, I've just been here doing things.
I went camping, and last week's show just didn't come together. I don't know.
Yeah, we just had. He was on mission or something on detail, and I don't know. We were. Yeah, it was just sometimes we go through moments.
Is yes.
Yeah,
the tension between us is so much that
we're not in love.
We had to move to different parts of Texas.
We're actually in the same house. But we have to have this dividend, otherwise it will just be all over each other. Just can't even do it. We're actually married. We have children together and the whole family. Some would say we're a little gay, but that's okay.
Or bromance.
Yeah.
It's Pride Month. There's nothing wrong with us loving each other.
No.
Emotional.
Orally. What?
You've only kissed a couple times.
Yeah. Twice, 20. It's fine.
2 times in 10 years? I mean, come on. It's fine.
It's pretty good. It's not bad. I've had worse ratios.
So what are we talking about today?
So we're talking about menagerie stuff, guys. Later on, a chunk of the show, because me and Rico were super into video games, comics, and like movies and TV shows. It's something that we know a lot about. We enjoy watching that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk about that towards the tail end for a majority of the show. First, a little bit of news is going on in the world. Something caught my eye today is the LA homeless issue. A lot of people talk about it. The number 2 podcast, Joe Rogan, he talks about it quite a bit. How rampant the homeless problem is in LA. They're everywhere. They're on Sunset Boulevard, just camping on the side of the streets in tents, and it's obscene, especially after COVID. A lot of people lost their homes, and so LA was like, "We're gonna fix this." So they took a huge abandoned parking lot underneath a bridge.
Okay.
And they created some sort of like grid system and put some tents there. The thing is, this project is costing them millions and millions of dollars.
Hell yeah. That's how you know.
Each tent is costing them about $2,000 to put up and put in this parking lot of like a couple hundred tents. And they're decent size, like 5-man tents. So
are they like
tents though? Mine cost $200. Not even that.
Are they like Coleman camping tents, or are they
they're good Alaskan tents? Yeah, no, they're not. No, they're not like huge 20-man Alaskan tents. They're like the same big tent that me and you used on the camping trips that we've gone on. Like just a 5-man big tent. It'll fit like an air mattress, and they just have them in this fenced area. They provide 3 meals a day, and it's costing them $2,000 a tent. And I'm like,
it sounds like
you could literally just go to Home Depot and get a shed.
It sounds like they're putting the homeless in prison. If it's a fence-off area where they're providing meals and fucking whatchamacallit.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just fenced off so they don't like expand out. I don't know, because they're allowed to like leave and go and come as they please. Okay. So, like, I don't know. It's just in the nature of LA, they're useless and they're just spending money. So that caught my eye today. Not a super big, part of conversation that goes into it, but like
this never
it was a little ridiculous. It's a gated community. It's just a high level gated community. You got a security guard and everything. Hi, sweetheart. If you're new to the show, sometimes our children wander in.
Although this is really rare. Normally my kids don't come in. I forgot to lock the door.
My kids do. And I locked the door today.
You finally put a lock on it.
Yeah, finally put a lock on it. But yeah, so the LA home, it's ridiculous, and they're putting millions and millions of dollars into it. But it doesn't really surprise you. It's LA, or just California. Like it makes sense, right? Another big thing that came up in the news or is going on right now is the G7 summit. The G7 summit, ladies and gentlemen, it's going over, and I believe it is in the UK this year. All the world leaders are coming around, and they're all just linking up like they normally do. To be honest, don't know a lot about the G7 and don't really know how a lot of it works. I know they bring their big issues and they plead for assistance or help or Activision. Yeah, they plead for video games. No, they plead for help and activism. Why can't I say that word?
What are you trying to say?
Not Activision.
Activision? Activating?
No, like people, like I'm pleading you for
activism.
Activism. Why did that not seem right?
You suck.
Yeah. So the G7 summit, a lot of people they're pleading for activism, in their countries, and so the big thing about the G7 summit this year is not really they play for new Call of Duty Revolutionary War. Not gonna lie, I would play the fuck out of Call of Duty Revolutionary War.
God, I don't know.
Could you imagine? Everyone's got smooth bore muskets in the fucking game, and like it literally makes you wait a minute to fucking reload.
Super action packed, very authentic. Saw off somebody's fucking leg in a game.
It'd be a melee game. You just have a bunch of dudes running around with fucking hatchets and saws.
It's just going nuts.
But the big thing about the G7 summit, of course, is the Russian Putin Biden meeting that's going to happen as a big thing. The Times, of course, last year or the last G7 when they linked up. The Times did an amalgamation of Donald Trump and Putin's face.
Mm-hmm.
This year, they did a big picture of Biden with his aviators on, like looking all stoic and badass with the reflection of Putin in it, like he's gonna fucking stare him down.
Now I just want that kill streak in every Call of Duty, regardless of the time frame.
Grape shot. Just get a grape shot musket, just fucking out of nowhere cannon.
I'm almost 100% sure that whatever picture they put up was like a very nice one, a very respectful one, probably.
It was I'll try to find it. It works.
Words. He's trying to find stuff. He's trying to find a grape shot kill streak and a very satisfying picture of Joe Biden and old Putin. Can't find it. You'll never find it. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. What is that phenomenon?
I forget. We talked about it before, though. Schrodinger's cat. That's not it.
Nope, that's
It's Pavlov's dog. That's not it.
nope, that's not it either. Fucking Newton's law. Nope, not it.
Theory of relativity. Yep, that's it. Nailed it.
I can't find it, but yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how the meeting between him and Putin will go. I don't really have any like fucking predictions on how it's going to go.
A lot of broken English just from
Biden. a lot of broken English just from Biden. Putin's going to be perfect English.
Perfect English. Schrodinger's cat dog. Hey.
Oh, and then I mean that's what caught my attention. The G7 summit is an interesting concept because there's always like the big power players that come and they talk. And could you imagine just like being like one of the lower level tier countries that like have legit shit going on in them, and then like everyone's putting attention on Germany and UK and Russia and China and America. And meanwhile, this fucking African country showing up to the G7, like we're legitimately getting bombed. And everyone's like, shut up, go sit in the corner.
Sit over there. This is all
Daddy's talking.
This is all about the big boys today.
Yeah, no one cares about your issues. Or Biden gets up and he talks about how cryptocurrencies, destroying the world. And someone's like, there's a legit genocide in my country right now.
Yeah, my dollars my dollar's not doing so well. Like I keep overspending and printing money. Every fucking thing I see in the news is another $6 trillion fucking deal or some shit. Like, oh my gosh, dude. Oh boy.
That's what they are literally just printing the money because we're in debt. So if you're in debt, you don't have money, which means that you can't then spend more money. I know this because I'm in debt. That's the secret. I'm always in debt. Like
just a sad, pathetic, empty-walleted Hulk. There's no green in here, my guy.
Just eating ramen. My secret. I'm always broke. But I mean, like that doesn't make like I'm in debt. I have debtors that I pay. So I get paid. I pay those things.
Why?
And then I have so much left over. I don't then go, I have $200 after I paid my trillions in debt.
Why?
Hey, let's invest $6 trillion more into something.
Just tell them that money is a concept.
Well, I mean, when you can print it, it literally is. And when you're the government that can print it, fucking dole that shit out. I don't know. I'm not an economics major. I've really never really understood the point of inflation or printing too much of it and then it lowers the value. I never really understood that. It doesn't make sense. Because the value is not of how much something there is. I mean, there is that, but it's more of what people will put onto something. So if you just keep printing money, it doesn't necessarily mean that the dollar goes down in value because a lot of people still put value in the dollar.
They do. But however, then again, you said it right there. The more in circulation, the less value it has.
But I feel like that makes sense with a limited resource, though,
Yeah.
like
Now
diamonds or
okay.
gold.
Diamonds aren't a limited resource.
No, they're not. The Beers Company has them stowed away. It's fucking super awesome. I know things, people. The Beers Company owns 80% of all diamond production in the world, and they have them stowed away in vaults and only let out a certain amount every year.
This year we'll let out
to keep the price up. Yeah, that is literally how it works. And don't even get me started on how engagement rings started up. That was not a history-long fucking thing. That started in 1915, but I digress. But it's not a limited resource like those things, right? To where the price would go up. It's paper that we just print, and we can keep printing it. Like, it's not a limited resource of, like, if you release more of it, obviously it'll get less because the quantity of it never dips. It's just what people's worth spending it. So in theory, yeah, just fucking keep just spending money, dude, because
I mean, that's what the current administration is doing right now anyway. Just keep spending money.
Yeah. You're the one that prints it. That's like saying if I had my own printing press, that my money would then lose value.
Yeah,
it wouldn't. I could pay off everything.
No,
just print money daily.
You're missing the concept of it, though. It's like the fact that there's an overabundance now. There's more in circulation. It has less value.
But
it's a thing
of a limited resource, though, of just paper. See, that's why I don't get it. That's why I prefaced with I'm not an economist. I don't fucking know. Like, it just doesn't make sense. There's just the money concept.
Take into consideration GPUs today, graphics cards, right?
You're not using an analogy I can also understand, but that's fine. Continue.
Okay. You're not keeping track of all the price fucking fluctuations that are happening. Well, not fluctuations. Nope. They're just skyrocketing because chips are more scarce, and not because it's just the forecasting went down as far as making transistors, CPUs, all this fucking bullshit because of COVID, but then everybody's buying it. So now there's a lower amount and the prices are shooting up. It's just supply and demand.
I mean, yeah, but that's like components of something, right? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And I can't make it not make sense or make sense. So I don't get it.
So the average price of like even chicken has gone up significantly. Why is that? Are there less chickens?
I think that during COVID it went up because of supply chain.
Yes. But everything's gone up, which is generally the reason for today's title of Why Worry About COVID when you're fucking broke.
Who cares if you're gonna get sick if you can't fucking buy food?
That's where people are finding themselves today.
Primarily with food, right? Everything tends to go up because it starts with one thing. And let's say like one of the biggest things that can affect food prices is gas. Gas goes up, it's going to increase food production and food price, or not food production, but food prices, because then it's going to cost the farmers more to run their equipment and their tractors. And also it's going to cost the companies that ship the food to the places more money to drive them there. Everything runs on gas. So if gas goes up, prices go up. Even just 30 cents can cost a farmer millions of dollars.
Like a pipeline up north somewhere.
Yeah, getting hacked.
No, I'm talking about the one that Biden shut down.
See, that could have potentially have helped. Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I don't know. Also, don't get it twisted, people. We're not. If you're new to the show, we're not Republican. We're not Democratic. We just don't like politics. Well, not that we don't like discussing it. We'll discuss it. We just think everyone in politics
that we don't care about.
Just everyone in politics is
dumb,
shitty.
Yes.
So we'll shit equally on everyone. It's just Biden's the biggest one of them right now.
They should peacefully, slash and burn all of the career politicians. That's my one statement.
You are correct. I'm so about it. And this is coming from a guy who potentially wouldn't mind ever like running for governor or something later on in my life.
But then they're going to
100% they should slash most people, anyone who has been in office for more than 10 years. And then they should set term limits.
Never going to happen. They govern themselves. It's never going to happen.
I think it'll happen eventually.
No.
But what will need to happen is, in order for that to happen, a president that wants that to happen, that will trickle down. But it'll be a while. Maybe it'll be me, President Rhodes.
They're going to screw over their homies and the lobbyists, and it'll never change. It'll never change, ever.
I mean, no, there's always going to be corrupt politicians. I mean, come on, let's not be fucking dumb about it. This is America. We're the greatest mafia that's ever existed.
Besides the E4 mafia.
Yeah, that's who actually runs America.
Lit.
The E4 mafia. But yeah, inflation is it's insane right now, right? I'm not saying that like gas isn't the issue for a lot of this right now, because gas isn't bad. It's $2.60.
Where you're at, it's like
I'm also in Texas, and Texas generally has lower gas prices because
northern Texas.
It's Texas, right?
However, where I'm at in El Paso for like regular unleaded, I think it's like $3.30 or something like that.
Ooh, that's getting there.
What used to cost like $40 to fill up my truck now costs like $70.
Yeah, that's that'll do it. That'll do it right there. Yeah, it's $2.69 right now here, which isn't bad. Once you start getting up in like the 320s, then you're getting a little bit. I remember it wasn't a few years back where it got like $4 a fucking gallon.
Yeah, and it's gonna go up because right now we're just at the beginning of the summer. By August, it'll shoot up at least another $1.
Yep, it does. It generally it'll get up to like $3.50. If it ever gets up to $4, then we're in fucking something's going on.
You know who's not going to be able to handle that well? This was actually the cause of this conversation offline. We mentioned how soldiers, not just soldiers, any military service member, your wages are not increased with inflation. So while everyone is moving towards
also just people are like a lower pay bracket.
Yeah. Well, the people in lower pay brackets, I mean, more companies out there are increasing their minimum wage like $15.
They are.
Which Chipotle responded after raising their minimum wage to $15 by increasing the cost of their food, as predicted.
Yeah, that's how it works. So, see, I'm in a weird place with the $15 thing because, just to digress for a minute,
sure.
Because I do think that people should get paid more, but then also, I recognize that by paying people more, shit gets more expensive. So in reality, it really just fucking cancels it out. Because if you pay everyone $15 an hour at least, then food prices go up and everything else where they're working goes up, because then that employer has to pay them that much more, which means that they aren't getting any much more money.
The number bigger, value less.
Yeah, because the only way that where that person does end up keeping more money is if they are getting paid more, and then everyone who's getting paid more now, $15 an hour versus the 10, now stops going out to eat at the places that they work. And then those places then have to fire people because no one's going to their stores.
Like McDonald's, in which they have those. There's the McDonald's that are moving to kiosk,
purely automated
thing. So yes, they raised the
minimum wage, and they only have 2 people working at the store.
4 dudes, but the other 10 people are now fired.
Yeah, this is what you wanted. That's and I say this with no solid solution, right? I'm just pointing out the negatives on both sides. I don't know how to fix it.
No,
I don't fucking. You pay them more, they get less. Like that's literally what you're doing. But the thing is with difference from the civilian to the military side of it, right?
Yes, is
the civilians, if they're not getting paid enough, you have a choice and an option.
Yes, to
try to find a job that pays you better benefits. The soldiers, particularly the lower enlisted, because they're getting paid the least.
E1 is probably getting like $700-800 every 2 weeks. right?
Yep. Yeah, 800 every 2 weeks.
800 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, 1,600 a month.
Yeah.
And they're not getting cola.
Yeah.
Or fucking
Cola
or no, they're getting cola, but they're not getting like fucking
they're going to be a
food allowance or anything because they get paid
gonna,
to eat at the shitty defects.
Yeah. The only soldiers that get cola generally are
overseas.
However, there are some cases
or super metropolitan areas like DC, New York.
Mm-hmm.
Like those places, then you'll get cola. And cola, ladies and gentlemen, is cost of living allowance. So if you live in a place where the cost of living is higher, then they give you cola to counteract that, right? Up to like, I think was 300, right?
Cola?
Yeah, cola 300. 150.
I thought it was like.
I'm thinking of BSA.
It was like 4 something when we were in Germany, and then
400? No,
wasn't it?
No,
I thought it was.
No. It's no more than 300. I want to say it was like 175. Can't remember. But they give you that. And the main discrepancy between civilian and military at that point is civilians can then go and try to get more. But those soldiers, they're stuck in that contract for 4 years to 2 to 4 years. So they can't, you can't negotiate a raise.
You can negotiate getting back to work.
Yeah. And like the soldiers who are in the barracks, which is where most people fuck up in not having sympathy for this situation of soldiers, and not just lower enlisted, E5s, E6s, if they're in the barracks, cool, they're taken care of. They can eat at the DFAC, which it's not great food, but it's food. You have shelter, you don't have to pay for it, whatever it may be. But the people who have families, that 19-year-old who joined the Army to have a better life because now he has kids, right? He's an E1.
Mm-hmm.
He's only making that $1,200, and then they give you BAH. And BAH, as of recently, in the past couple months with the inflation of housing, has not inflated itself in most places. So you're barely getting enough to pay for your mortgage or your rent because that person who's renting it is trying to pay their fucking mortgage, and property taxes went up, and they've increased.
So you can go airborne and get the extra $200 a month. However, you have to be assigned to an airborne unit. So,
yeah, if you just go airborne and go back to fucking MedCom, you're not going to get the bonus.
you got to.
That's not how that works. Yeah,
you can call everybody fucking legs.
Yeah, but guess what?
We're
in fucking MedCom. Still in the hospital, buddy. But the inflation is kind of becoming a thing, and it's affecting lower enlisted soldiers pretty bad, especially those with families trying to have a house or just rent a house off post and like just live right now. Like inflation's rough, and then because inflation's rough, daycares are rough. So a lot of spouses of military, they don't work because that was an issue me and my wife were having for a very long time. Because it's costing us over $1,000 for both our kids to go to fucking daycare, which isn't like it's like $1,000, but also that pays the people to watch my kids. So like I get it. I don't like how much it is, but it needs to be that much so they can watch my fucking children. Like I asked my wife the other day, I was like, "Why don't you go work for one of these daycares that we've been looking at?" And she's like, "They don't pay enough." And I was like, "What do you mean they don't pay enough?" And she said one of the places that we're literally about to go take our kids to in the next couple of weeks, they only are paying $11 an hour.
They're pocketing the rest.
Yeah, I'm like, so they're paying $11 an hour for you to work there. We're paying $1,000, so like they're not even getting paid enough, really, to take their own kid to the daycare they work.
Definitely no overnight visitors, no toasters.
No, okay, Rambo, this is like the biggest thing. You don't end up, by not receiving BAH, you don't end up getting paid because it's not like the money goes. They're the military. They're the ones that would be paying you. So the money doesn't go anywhere. It just stays in their pocket. Which was the dumbest fucking thing when in Germany, they just left it alone. Like, they don't give you BAH. They don't take it, right? But when I got here at Hood, they give it to me to then deduct it out. Like it doesn't go to my paycheck. It just goes on my LES. Yeah. So on my LES it says boom, BAH 1152, and then over to the right 2 columns was allotments, deductions, 1152 BAH. Like it never touched my bank account. It just went through the paper. Like just numbers. Boom, gone. Like that just
I think
I never understood that. They're like, yeah, we're just gonna take your BAH. I was like, but you're the one giving it to me. It's your money.
Give it back.
Yeah. Why would you give it to me to take it? Doesn't make sense. How about you just don't give it to me? That'd be like charging someone rent, like charging my child rent, right? Giving her $60 and then be like, hey, it's also $60 of rent. And then just taking it right back.
Here's your allowance, and I'll take my rent.
And rent. Why not just not give it to me? Now I'm proving a point. I'm in charge of every part of you.
I would get out of her, but she's so nice.
She treats me okay. Me, Jimmy, John, Timmy, Franklin, Steven, all of us. She just holds us right. She's a classy lady.
She's nice.
Man, she cooks a box of ramen. Yeah, ramen comes in boxes now. Be careful. But yeah, inflation is a
time for service members because obviously our pay is not going to reflect what the outside world is going through. That's
we get stoked when they give us a 2% fucking raise every year.
They love us.
Yeah, when everyone's like, "Oh, we're getting 2%," and you're like, "Yeah, mathematically, that's $20." And that's for me because I get paid more.
I normally throughout my career, I'm not somebody who complains about military like finances as far as what I'm getting paid because I take into consideration everything. But we're at this point in time right now where just our shit just doesn't get anywhere near reflecting what's going on in the outside world. So I do think soldiers, service members should get at this point, if they don't want to raise the money on the paycheck, COLA stateside. Because I mean, what else are you gonna fucking do?
Mm. So one thing, certain things like your base pay, I believe, should go up by rank, right? You get promoted, you should get more base pay. The one thing I've never really agreed with.
I agree with that, Grant. We do get compensated quite a bit.
We do.
We're not matching. We're not anywhere near matching up what's going on with the way things are increasing. So
the healthcare alone, our healthcare benefits, the fact that I don't pay for healthcare is great, right?
I pay nothing for healthcare, and I get all the ibuprofen and water I can handle.
Yes. So no, you don't make $60K a year.
I agree with him. With him.
You do if you add healthcare and I get it. Okay, yeah, you're correct. Like you are provided for, but like I don't rely on government housing anymore, right? And somehow I still can barely afford most things, but I do have more than most. Like I'm not poor by any means. I have a house. I have 2 cars. Like I'm doing okay. I'm not broke. Like I'm not, I'm not cooking fucking box mac and cheese for my kids every day. Like I can afford groceries. I'm doing all right. But one discrepancy I've always had an issue with was BAH inflation, right? Base pay, you get promoted, you get more money. That I'm fine with. That makes sense, right? Obviously, a captain or a sergeant first class should be making more than a private or a specialist. But the fact that a sergeant first class gets more money for housing than that private, that I've never agreed with. Because that private could, one, have more family, more kids, or whatever it may be. It's just that sergeant first class, it's just him and his wife. They never had kids. He's getting double, if not, some of the officers are getting triple what that fucking private's getting for BAH for housing. And that guy, not even kid, that 32-year-old who decided to join in, he's now a PFC and he's got 3 kids. And he's older than the sergeant first class who's making triple his BAH. Like that's something that I never really agreed with.
Yeah. Was
the BAH. Like that's an allowance. Like why would we not just let everyone get the same amount of housing?
I don't know.
I'm just bitching now. I'm just bitching.
What's in the chat? You do if you deploy and don't get taxed have your wage every month. Yes, not getting taxed while I was deployed was very nice. Super nice. The hostile fire pay and the IDP, the imminent danger pay, also super good.
Also super nice.
I could use some more of that right now. We're gonna raise every year that historically been more than the rate of inflation. Would you say, Matt, historically, but would you say that we're keeping up with what's going on currently? Because that's the problem currently.
So I've never really felt the grind until the past year.
Yeah.
Before, like with my wife not working and me just providing everything, we've really been okay. Mm. But it's the past year or two where I felt like it's been catching up to us. So historically, I would say yes, you're right. But I feel like it's catching up to soldiers, particularly the lower enlisted guys, than us. But I don't know. I'm just a talking bald head in the distance.
There we go. Get good, scrub.
So speaking of inflation and scrubs, another thing that has caught my eye, right, is movie theaters are opening up,
yes.
which is good. We're gearing up in August to take our oldest daughter, Ray, to go see the Paw Patrol movie.
Hey, Liddy.
That's coming out in August. And honestly, I'm not looking forward to it.
They centered a lot on Marshall. They're empowering Marshall. Cancel
Chase.
Oh, that's his name, Chase.
Cancel police dog.
Yeah, that's what I meant. They're focusing on the police dog. I don't remember that. My bad. I don't remember the names that well. It's been a while.
Triple, if not quadruple, the amount of BAH.
I didn't hear that because I was actually probably just looking up the BAH differences. They're not that. I mean, yes.
There are a couple hundred, but I was exaggerating quite a bit. Yeah, you're correct. It's a couple $100 in differences. You're not wrong. Thank you for correcting me. I got caught up in my own emotions and didn't realize that I was laying out wrong facts.
Laying in a sea of bills naked.
I'm actually super rich. All that Dogecoin.
Yeah, I just bought some more while I was down. You never know.
No, but movie theaters are opening back up. And one thing I didn't realize until recently that I really liked about movie theaters is a production company comes out with a movie. It goes to the movie theater. We can all go pay the same amount of money to go get it, right? From the same source.
I'm with you so far.
But with movie theaters closing, of course, during COVID, and then all these streaming services, right? Mm-hmm. Peacock, Paramount, Netflix, Disney, fucking Apple TV, Prime, they're all creating their own movies. Mm-hmm. And you can't find them anywhere else. So unless you have 27 subscriptions,
which end up costing the same amount as cable did anyway. If you have
well, a lot of them, right? And the thing is now, like, they don't share, right? Yeah. So before you could get cable and you could get on demand, which was like the most dope thing you could get back then, and you'd be fine. Mm-hmm. But now I have cable, and then because it doesn't have the same shows as Netflix has some of them, right? So I have Netflix and then everything fucking else on there, Apple TV, fucking all of that. And then a new movie, comes out and it's on an entirely different stream platform that I don't want to pay $7 a month additional for it. I just want to pay for the movie. I just want to watch the fucking movie, but they're not releasing the movie in theaters. They're only releasing it on that one thing.
I think it's you're seeing more stuff get released in theaters. Now, what was your one example?
So you will now. So I just mean now that theaters are opening up, maybe we'll see a difference. Look at you.
I'd pay $9 a month for that.
So like movie theaters are just now opening up, so I haven't seen the discrepancy yet.
Okay.
But I know like it wouldn't surprise me if some of these places wouldn't release them to theaters and they're just going to hold on to it. Like I know Disney was saying that a few of their Marvel movies coming out that they're not releasing in theaters.
Well, no. Everything after Black Widow is going to theaters.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. So they were just waiting up to that point.
Yeah. The only thing that's going to be is going to be directly only Disney so far, Disney Plus is, as far as Marvel's concerned, are the shows. And
Yeah. See, in the shows make sense, obviously, right?
you don't have to watch the shows if you're a completionist. Then you have an option. You can
should watch the shows.
You can pay for Disney Plus, or you can torrent it.
Yeah, but like, if there's a TV show that you want to watch and it's on one of these streaming services, that's fine. I feel like that's different because we never went to movie theaters to watch TV shows. We weren't trying to go to the movie theaters, pay $45 for popcorn to watch Friends. But for movies, right, that experience, you're going and everyone can do it. So like, any of the Marvel shows on Disney, there's a new show, Infinite, a new movie, Infinite, with Mark Wahlberg and another guy that I butchered his name in pre-show. I'm not even going to fucking attempt it now. Right. I know the actor. I'm just not even going to attempt his fucking name. It looks good, but that's coming out on Paramount. And then, you have The Eternals coming out in Disney. And then all the other shows that came out on Disney, Raya and Mulan, like they've started just releasing them as a whole for $30 to just do the whole show. Do you think that they're going to go back and do movie theaters now? They're not going to just hold on to those?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be. I mean, we're in the streaming. We are in the streaming wars type situation where everybody.
Everyone has their own shit now. Rather than when Netflix was big, Paramount Studios or whatever would just go to Netflix.
Yeah.
And put it out on Netflix. Now everyone wants to have their own fucking slice of the pie. And I have so many streaming services. I have so many.
What do you got? All
right, so I got I have Spectrum Internet, so I also have Spectrum TV.
Okay.
Because it ended up being cheaper than just having my internet.
Package. Okay.
Yeah, so I got cable.
Okay. Gross.
But we also have that we pay for. So we have CW, we don't pay for that, but we have Netflix, Hulu, Prime, HBO Max that I'm pillaging off of my mother-in-law. We had Paramount, but we got rid of it. Disney Plus, of course, and Apple TV, which luckily came with the fucking with the cable. But
okay.
So some of those I'm not paying for, but I still have 10 separate fucking streaming services that I use.
I think I only have 5. I have obviously everybody's got Prime if you're a Prime member. I only go Prime is like the last thing I go to. It's like there's nothing else anywhere.
There's only like 2. So some of these I have only because I watch like 2 shows on them. Like Hulu I only have because I watch Letterkenny. That's it. Everything else has everything else I want to watch. And then Prime had Invincible. That was the only reason why I really paid attention to Prime. And The Boys.
Yeah, that's true.
And The Boys, which is coming out with a new season with Jensen Ackles in it.
Yep. He's playing an analog of Captain America, so that should be interesting.
Always.
I've got so Prime, Netflix, Discovery Plus. Love it. Love it.
Okay. You watch all your car shows and shit on there?
I'll sit there and watch American Pickers all day. I don't give a shit.
That's also a great fucking show. American Pickers is great. I'm not going to shit on that show. I love it.
What else? I know. I think there's something else in there.
HBO Max?
HBO Max definitely got it.
Yeah. HBO Max is kind of a must. And then, so one thing that I kind of like.
I did watch the Friends reunion.
Yeah, of course I watched that. That was great.
It wasn't great. It was just.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've watched a lot of those bloopers before. And some of them I haven't seen before. I loved Friends. Recently, like a couple years ago, me and my wife, we blared through all of the episodes of Friends. I love Friends. And I never watched the whole series all the way through as a kid because you only caught like the rerun shows or like what was on. And so as an adult, a few years back, when my wife watched all the way through, I fell in love with Friends. I loved it. Friends was great. Yeah, speaking of Jen Aniston and also Apple TV. Apple TV has some pretty dope shows going on right now. I'm not going to lie. Apple TV's doing all right. Ted Lasso. I told you about this in the pre-show. Ted Lasso is a new show from Bill Lawrence, the creator of Scrubs. Jason Sudeikis plays the main character, and it's hilarious. Basically, the premise is that there's this premier soccer team in England, and this rich old fucker owns it. And he gets divorced because he's cheating on his wife. So his wife ends up getting the soccer club.
Mhm.
And she hates him so much, she just wants the team to fail. So what does she do? She fires the head coach and hires a college, like lower level college tier football coach
Mhm.
to come to England to just run the team into the ground because it's soccer. Little did she know that she hired Jason Sudeikis, who is fucking Ted Lasso, and he's just the purest dude who's ever fucking existed. Just that classic Southern football coach trope where he just builds everyone up and is just a great guy. And he actually ends up turning the team into something good. But it's very funny. It's very subtle humor, very broad humor. It pulls a little bit of British humor into it as well. It was very well done, and I enjoyed it. And then there's another show called The Morning Show with Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston, speaking of Friends, and then also Reese Witherspoon's also another really good show. And Apple TV is coming out with a whole bunch of other new shows, so I'm a big fan of them right now. They're doing pretty good. But then also you mentioned that you blared through the same way that I did Netflix with Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth is great.
Which I admitted to you I thought was going to be like satirically, like it was making fun of something, and it actually is a really good show.
So I think it was produced or something by Robert Downey Jr. That was the big thing.
Sweet Tooth was?
Yeah.
Because the guy who plays the big football guy,
big football
in the show, the big man, right? I've seen him in other stuff before, and he's a great, fantastic actor. I've seen him in more things, and so I was glad that they put him in there. But that was a really good show. I actually really liked that.
I was super about it, powered through it, then worked my way through the second half of the current season of Lucifer. I know you're having some struggles with it. I
am it's kind of slow for me right now.
My guilty pleasure though on Disney Plus is what you call it, that John Stamos show, Big Shot. Super good.
Oh, I haven't built myself up to watch that one yet.
It's pretty good.
Is it?
I watched the first episode and I thought to myself, John Stamos has just actually acted more in this episode than I've ever seen him in the entirety of his career. Normally he just plays John Stamos, and
pretty much he is just John Stamos.
It's pretty good. That's my Disney Plus guilty pleasure.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't watched it. Of course, last night we watched Loki.
Loki's fun.
Which Loki was the first episode. You know it's going to be good when you watch the first episode, and you're pissed that there isn't a second one. Like there's shows that like you watch and you're like, okay, I gotta watch the second one because like they're all up. I gotta watch the second one, and then you just keep binging it through. But you know it's a really good show. Like back in the old days when it would end and you're like, son of a bitch, I am not waiting a whole fucking week.
I have to wait till next week.
Yeah, I gotta wait till Wednesday for a new episode of Loki. Like super good premise. I was kind of buying into who the big bad was already. Like I was kind of already figuring that out.
Okay. No spoilers.
I'm trying not to spoil, but there was a big one in there with the film reel, and how people, thought that maybe Loki survived through Infinity War, and then they kind of squashed that in the show. I saw that online. They're like, we all had hope, and they took it away.
Season 4 and 5 of Lucifer are properly paced.
I don't know. 5. This current one's kind of slow.
I feel like it's better pacing than most Netflix shows. And Netflix, Sweet Tooth didn't suffer from this, but most Netflix shows are, we give you all 12 episodes at once, but there's not a lot going on.
or it's not a lot going on. Like it's jumpy, right?
Yeah.
It's generally how the Netflix does it. Like first 2 episodes, fucking action packed, boom, and 3, 4, 5, slow shit, and then all of a sudden, 6, 7, 8, we're building back up again, and then slow. And the first 3 seasons of Lucifer did that.
It was mostly.
Now I feel I kind of understand what he means by evenly paced. Like it's all just kind of evenly boring.
I finished it, Ramball. I finished the whole thing.
No, I'm like on like episode 3. Like for one, it takes me and my wife like 4 days to watch one episode of something.
That's the problem. You're waiting on your wife. I just watched it without her.
Oh no, if I do that, she'll murder me. We only have like an hour of together time because as soon as I come home, I cook. She goes into the office to work. I take the girls to the gym, come back. She's done working. We spend time for like 30 to 45 minutes, and then she goes to bed. So, so it takes us like 3 days to watch through a fucking episode of something. A movie. Oh God, that's going to take a week. But that was good.
So
if Lucifer gets better, that'd be great. Walker just had the fuck are you? What the hell was that?
I was trying to see what episode 12 was on.
Lucifer.
So I
sound like a bird in a Coke can. I don't know.
Fucking Coco Melon. You can hear it through my damn.
Oh, fucking Coco Melon. But
what the fuck am I looking for?
Walker season finale just happened. I don't know how I really feel about that show.
Not even bothering with that show.
No, didn't even bother.
Moose was not really much of a carrier of Supernatural, so I can't watch a whole show where he's the center.
He's a good actor, but it's just they definitely went a different route. This was not the Walker Texas Ranger of my childhood, which I was upset. I was definitely upset. I didn't see this man roundhouse kick a single fucking person in the whole season. The whole point of Walker Texas Ranger was that he was a fucking badass, heel kicking the shit out of people wearing tight Levi jeans. Like that was the point.
The Dan episode, Ramball, that was a good one. That was a wholly focused
Dan episode.
Wholly focused on Dan.
Yeah, the musical one sucked dick. Can we all just agree on that?
Nah, that wasn't bad.
That was terrible. The only person that can sing is him.
Debatable. Debatable that he can sing.
So me and my wife talked about this. As we close up the show, me and my wife talked about this. He has a very interesting voice. It's like good, but it makes you feel a way about it. Because he's got this like weird baritone, like if an alto and a baritone face fucked each other. Like it's weird. And then like someone added saxophone in their ass. Like that's how his voice sounds to me.
Sometimes he sounds all right, and then other times it's like
he hits these notes where like his jaw drops, like unhinges like a snake, and he pushes it out. I'm like, it just sounds like a car horn, like perfectly melodically toned. It's intriguing. His voice is intriguing because it's good, but it's But they definitely like musical episodes is what you do. It's what you do when you get to like season 5 or 6 of a show.
You gotta have a musical episode. You gotta have a montage episode.
Yep.
A recap episode of the best moments.
Yeah, 100%. And then you gotta like have a weird alternate universe one. Like those are all a thing. Even if your show has nothing to do with the supernatural or sci-fi, they somehow figure out an alternate. Friends did it.
Or there's a ghost episode.
Friends had nothing to do with anything sci-fi or supernatural, and they did an alternate reality. And I think like Joey was having like a meat sweat fever dream.
An hour ago it was reported Richard Branson of Virgin, whatever, telecommunications.
Fuck, what'd he do?
He's moving up his launch to beat fucking Jeff Bezos to space.
Yeah, so actually let's end on that. So Elon, obviously, he says in, what was it? By 2025, we'll be on Mars.
Oh, does he? I don't know.
I think that was the most recent thing. He said by 2025, we will have a manned mission.
We're working on the Uno Scooby-Doo crossover now.
Ooh, yeah. That'd be dope. But he said 2025, I believe he'll be to Mars. And so now Jeff Bezos is trying to go where?
They're
trying to do rocket ship too, right?
They're going like 60 miles outside of the atmosphere. He's not landing anywhere, allegedly. I bet he's already got a fucking
moon base,
house, fucking bunker up there.
Yeah, he's already got a moon base,
and he gets 1 day shipping somehow to the moon.
1 day shipping. Yeah, Elon Musk said 2025 is when he wants people on Mars. And so now Virgin
We're trying
is now trying to also get into the fucking...
Richard Branson. He's he's been working on space shit for long.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of surprised that he's just now like he's competing with Jeff Bezos. I thought this dude's been trying to go to space for years.
Well, he had the suborbital flights or some shit for a while or something.
Yeah,
yeah, but now he's just like, fuck it, I'm rich. I'm going to the moon first before Bezos. Bezos give me a dick.
Which apparently the Chinese, I believe it's the Chinese, they are getting closer to creating like supersonic fucking travel to make it to where they could go across the world in 4 hours.
Nice. And you can spread COVID-20 in 4 hours.
Yes. So to go from China all the way to the other side of the world, it would take them 4 hours. In a plane, in a normal commercial plane is what they're trying to do. Like a 747 capacity size plane in 4 hours.
Great giant metal lawn darts when those things fucking crash.
Fucking right. Like, could you imagine, like, I mean, I'm okay with it because I don't mind flying. I like flying. I really do. I like the atmosphere of airports for some odd fucking reason. I like being on planes. But I do have a limit to the time that I'm on this plane. 14-hour flights, a little fucking much. Yeah, flying back and forth from Korea, a little fucking much, not gonna lie.
Dude,
especially with kids now.
Yeah, solo flying back from Jordan. Do you know what I did? Every time I woke up, I popped another melatonin. I just slept the entirety of the time.
See, that is my goal, but I cannot sleep on planes. And I used to say that it's like a height thing. You know, I'm long-legged and shit, but like I had one flight where I could not sleep. I'm like, fuck, I'm just too tall for this shit. And right next to me was this dude. He's like 6'4" and just like, okay, I guess it's just fucking me. And I'm just trying to ramp down the fucking screwdrivers so I could actually go unconscious. But no, I just got super drunk.
Well, they didn't let me do that on the flight from Jordan. So instead, I just medicated myself with OTCs excessively.
I mean, honestly, yeah, I tried that. I was like, how many screwdrivers of melatonin will it take to pass me out? Apparently, 6 of each is not the right answer. Allegedly. Yeah. But I mean, I'm trying to switch over to Space Force.
Hey.
So I can I can be on that man to Mars mission.
Yeah, you could fight Jeff Bezos robots.
On the moon? Like, that's secretly what's happening. Is Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are having like a fucking interplanetary space war. That okay.
I like where this is going. I'm ready.
And Trump created the Space Force just so there'd be like a mediary.
Just I welcome our new moon-based
overlords. I, for one, welcome our new overlords. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. Not super action-packed today.
No, my bad. I'm tired today.
Yeah, you're tired. I'm fucking lost. I've been working hard. I've been training hard. I have 2 tournaments coming up for jiu-jitsu, so I've just been training my fucking ass off. So I haven't had really time to pay attention to much of anything else.
I've been working hard too. I went from a 2-hour workday to a 10-hour workday, and let me just say, that shit's the birds. It's for the birds.
10-hour workdays? Oh yeah. I mean, I really wish I would have had your past year of work. It's been real nice.
Well, that's our show. Wrap
up. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We had a few random people from Twitch jump on, and we appreciate you. We really do.
Twitch.
Don't know how long you guys stuck on there. Guten Tag and Crazy Flex.
Someone's still watching.
No, from Twitch?
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you.
We could use all the cumulative time on Twitch as possible.
Yeah, right. Normally, we have another person first when we have them on the show, and normally we're a little bit more active. Like I said, Rico's tired. I'm fucking just preoccupied and exhausted as well. So next week we will have a better show for you, action-packed, ready to do. We're going to start trying to have more guests on.
I'm going to drink during the show. I'm going to get litty. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, we're going to
Let's
get it.
have a
Might
funny.
take our pants off.
Let's have a fun. Louis got the last show we did before we took a couple weeks off. It was a very
serious,
very serious, somewhat emotional. Go check out the Vanessa Guillen episode if it's on there. I think I only put it on Facebook. Check it out if you haven't. It was it got someplace very serious, and that's the kind of content I guess we've been doing more lately. But we need to do a silly one.
Yeah, we gotta get back to it. Maybe I'll try to find like a fucking stand-up comedian to come on the show or something, porn star, something lighthearted. Yeah, something.
Great OnlyFans next week. I'm gonna spend my entire paycheck on OnlyFans, and then request cola.
Cost of living is too goddamn high. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the show again. If you like us, please show us some love, like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to get in and do some other big stuff. So we're trying to expand ourselves still. We took a little bit of break. Sometimes you need a break. We're going to try to jump back into it.
We were a little burnt out. We had all these offshoots coming into fruition, but we're going to get back on that and get her going. We'll be streaming again soon.
Daddy needs better light.
As far as video games, I am considering live reacting to Microsoft's E3 conference. If not, the rest of E3. We'll see what happens.
While you may or may not be sitting on duty, or are you talking about tomorrow?
No, that's tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And I'll get like
just sitting at CQ desk. Just
I got my phone on the wireless charger. Just like
what's up, first sergeant?
Oh
no, we're just
we're doing board prep. All right.
From myself, ladies and gentlemen, we love you. Thank you. Peace.